Hello, grandpas and gentlemen. My name is TV Skyn, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we're taking a little bit of a break from the whole, saving the world business and nonsense. Just run around with our boy Hildibrand, who has become a father. Through a series of escalatingly unlikely circumstances, he has become a father, and also his son is a Final Fantasy IX reference, which is in equal parts lovely and kind of distressing. Because it's weird to see my boy Vivi referenced in the context of, well, Hildibrand weirdness anyway, but let's see what he's up to now.
That you stand here before me is proof that alone smiles upon me this day. I have need of your assistance, Brick. And before you think to run away screaming in terror, I pray you hear me out. It concerns the esteemed, and now missing and presumed dead, Knights of the Heavensward. None have yet to return to the capital since all the unpleasantness began, yet we've recently heard rumors of these honored sirs walking the streets.
Wait, what? But I killed them!
'Tis heresy most foul, I say, and I mean to get to the bottom of it. But we will need all the help we can get, which means... Oh, fury take me. We could benefit from a certain individual's... serendipity. Besides, if we don't seek him out, he's like to show up at the worst possible time anyway. At least this way it'll be on our terms, and we can keep an eye on that boy... Mammoth! Mammoth! Yes, right. You must be wondering why I asked you to come. Well, you and the inspector seem to enjoy a natural rapport, so... Praise alone. For a moment, I was afraid you'd make me beg. This may well be my last chance to prove my worth to my superiors, and if I can't... to Forton Manor.
Hey, Xenon is back! With the adorable goblin cosplay and the wind-up goblin. Hello, nice to see you again. Gazebo.
Papa Hildy. Little Gigi's been a very naughty girl.
Because, Gigi, such behavior is unbecoming a gentleman.
Why, Papa Hildy, why is it unbecoming a gentleman?
Ah, Inquisitor Sir, Brick, good evening to you both. Are you come as adoring fans, or on business?
Business. Always business, you may rest assured.
Then I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am at your service. Is it robbery, murder, tax evasion? Tax of what? Tax of what? Tax evasion. Did you turn into some wise guy from Brooklyn, tax evasion? Yeah, he's I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am at your service. Is it robbery, murder, tax evasion?
Avoision? Wait, before I get into that, what's going on here?
Much as it pains me to admit it, my beloved Gigi, the apple of my eye, the fruit of my loins, attempted to deface this lovely gazebo. Naturally, as its father, it falls to me to see him return to the straight and narrow.
That's not true. I was drawing a family crest for our home.
Now, Gigi, I know you're fond of this gazebo, as are we all, but it belongs to Lord Edmund. You wouldn't want to steal from Uncle Edmund, would you?
Guess not. Then where is our gazebo, Papa Hildy? And does it have a warm stove with a steaming kettle, too?
Oh, Gigi, don't you see? We have no need of kettles or gazebos as gentlemen inspectors.
How could you do this to me? I was sleeping.
Yeah, well, good morning, Aaron Jaeger, and thank you for resubscribing. The world is our oyster. We can go whither we please, where the red fern grows or the wild rose blooms. That's a Final Fantasy II reference there.
And yet you've been sleeping in Lord Edmund's gazebo for how long? I don't care about what roses. I want to live in a gazebo with Papa, Hildy, and Mama Nashu. Gazebos are quite expensive and dangerous if not domesticated.
Dangerous indeed, my boy. And besides, we are gentlemen inspectors, free to travel the length and breadth of Eorzea in search of a case. Does that not sound more thrilling than whiling away the hours beneath a gazebo?
I guess. Well, if it's a case you want, you need not go so far. We're currently investigating reports of individuals masquerading as knights of the Heavensward. These contemptible charlatans are rumored to have tricked several hapless maidens into attending private parties for a small fee with the promise of enjoying the company of these great sirs.
Oh, that's a little seedy.
Those who were foolish enough to attend found their experiences to be so traumatizing that they've refused to discuss them in detail.
That, okay. I'm assuming that's not as dark as I think it is.
Needless to say, your assistance in this matter would be greatly appreciated, and for it you shall receive due compensation.
Say no more, Inquisitor, say no more. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, and well versed in the ways of the fairer sex. Since when? Someone asked. Oh, his mom! Mommy!
Mother dearest, I was under the impression you had departed for Ruldar. And leave my beloved boy to keep on playing at being an inspector, as well as a father to a bloody mammoth. Bugger that. You're coming home right this instant.
How can you say such things? It is my life's calling to be an inspector, and Gigi's my son. He is a Mandeville man.
And...
Grand, it is to see you. You've come at a most inopportune time. The young women of Ishgard need a champion to defend them from fiends most foul. Come, Nashu, come, Gigi. We shall demonstrate to my mother our peerless investigative skills and bring these criminals to justice.
Val's ballsy stubborn. Probably gets it from his sorry arse of a father. I trust you lot will help me keep out of trouble. Right then, come along. Well, that could have gone better. And worse. Let's not keep them waiting.
It's nice to see his mom get a little bit of the spotlight. Godbird has sort of taken precedence in the Hildibrand quests for a while.
Please, do you think me so foolish to fall for their charade? From what I heard from the others, the set knights bore not even the slightest resemblance to the Heavensward. As if I had not already memorized every detail of my dear Sir Adolf's face. Oh, wherever could he be?
Yeah, no, he's probably just out for milk. He's coming back, sure.
I'm truly outside her grace. My allowance all gone to waste on those, I dare not say it. Mayhap those awful rumors are true. Mayhap I must needs accept that he now walks in Alone's halls.
Yeah, that's definitely where he is now. Halone's halls. Sure.
If the knights aren't supposed to, then why are they so popular with the highborn ladies?
You mean if they aren't supposed to fuck? I mean, I guess maybe that's why they're popular? It's like, these are like people you can be around without having to worry about that. I don't know.
Who needs a gazebo? I do.
There must be at least one fair maiden who can tell us something of value.
I can say one thing with absolute confidence. They're all quite mad. I demand satisfaction! Swift and terrible vengeance! How dare they prey upon a lady's emotions to line their pockets with gil! If Sir Charibert were here, he would purge the lot of them like the festering sickness that they are. Ah, yes, a pity he too remains missing, so very much a pity.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Hildy, that grandmama over there staring at us.
Now, Gigi, a gentleman must ever be careful with his words. First of all, you have only one grandmother. Second, and this is tremendously important, never ever call her that! At least, not yet. Promise?
Yes, father. I promise not to call Grandmama Julian. Greetings, m'lady.
Oh, no, that's worse.
Oh, ain't you charmer? And here I was thinking I might have to rip your bloody head off if you said the G word one more time. Like that, Pop. Hildy.
It is a little tired, the thing of like, oh, she doesn't want to be called old. It's a sort of, like, that's like a very 2010s anime joke, and also 2020s anime joke, because they've never fucking gotten over that. Ah, my faithful assistants, have you gleaned any new information?
Other than the fact that these women scorn seems to detest the fake knights with every fiber of their being. These two women were telling me all about what they'd do if they cornered, sir. Is this the best you can do, then? Bloody oaths and girlish fantasies? And you call yourself a Manderville man?
I assure you, Mother, we're only just getting started. The tapestry of lies and deceptions behind which the truth hides is oft unraveled with the tuck of a single loose thread. I say, young lady, I would beg but a moment of your time.
Somehow I doubt that young lady was targeted by the charlatans we seek. Aye, it is true. I too was taken in by the false promise of those awful, awful men. Long have I yearned for a chance to meet Sir Velgwyn, so when they said I finally could, I didn't hesitate for even a moment. But when they escorted me to the manor and undid the blindfold, I looked on the hideous faces of those so-called grand sirs, and I screamed and fled. They were gone when I returned with the watch, but their neighbors said they had overheard them speaking about seeking shelter in a place called Idyllshire. I know it's not much, but I pray this information helps you in your search.
My lady, I swear to you here and now, I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall not rest until these dastardly fiends are punished for their foul crimes.
Cheers for Papa Hildy. Hip, hip, hooray, hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray.
And there you have it. Our quarry can be found in Idyllshire. Come, my loyal assistants. Justice waits for no gentleman.
Well, that's all well and good, but I've never heard of this Idyllshire. Have you?
No, but I have. I've been there.
You mean we're to travel to the Devonian hinterlands? Right now, just like that?
A gazebo to call our own. Poor Gigi just wants a home, you know, Hildibrand. Just wants a place to call home.
Ooh, can I keep this one? I promise I'll walk him and feed him and put fresh herbs in his mask every day. So, that was a harrowing journey during which I felt certain I would die horribly, or at least be forced to part ways with my precious bits. Bloody waste of time. It feels somehow familiar, but I can't possibly have come here before, right?
Truly, this magnificent settlement is testament to the hard work and camaraderie of her uplander and guppy citizens.
Well, I'm just glad we're no longer being pursued by fire-breathing dragons, musket-wielding crabs, and bomb-throwing goblins. You know, the other ones. But they were no match for Jelly Julian and that pair of hers, am I right? I want to see her make the bat gobbies fly again. God's sakes, Hildy. Except Brett, this lot would be dead in a ditch somewhere if it weren't for me.
Nonsense! I would never let any harm come to my loyal assistant or my beloved son. seer, though. He's like, yeah, he can die. Like, yeah, who cares?
Thanks for being great.
Oh, thank you for subscribing. It's very kind of you.
If I may interject.
Now then, let us stand up and question the good people of Idyllshire. My keen inspector senses tell me that one of them has knowledge of the false knights we seek. Hildibrand has a certain gravity to him, huh? Fall into his orbit and you're just stuck there. As Seer is finding out. Poor fool.
Yes! Lodgex knows of grand sirs. Sneaky Apprentice, keep yourselves, mingle that with Gobblefleck. But to each own, Ludaxe. No questions, only jingly shine.
What? Did I just hear a radio jingle? Oh, it's from that thing. Okay. 407 Eorzea Online. The hottest beats. Can you imagine morning zoo radio in Eorzea? Oh, you must be talking about them Grand Sirs. They drifted into Idyllshire some time ago, as I recall. Paid vicious to the Great Library, though I couldn't tell you why. Great Library?
Could it be?
You look mildly familiar there, lady. Mildly.
Oh, I know all about the Grand Sirs. They keep themselves in that building of theirs, sound of the round spot. You'd best watch out, though. They're a dangerous bunch, liable to kill you for looking at them cockeyed. It's entirely possible that I've gone completely and utterly mad, but are you, perchance, the long-lost twin sister of an Inchgardian noblewoman? What? Look behind you, a tree-headed gobble! Why do I feel like I've not seen the last of that old woman?
Yeah, no, can't imagine why. Oh, good lord. Ethanwe, thank you very much for giving those gift subs. That's very nice of you. Everyone say thank you to Ethanwe.
Hooray for everything!
If only we had testimony of a concerned citizen, which could conveniently direct us to the villain's precise location. Yeah, about that. The Grand Sirs are holed up in a building to the south of the markets. Good show, Brick. There, that's the one. Come, let us inform the others. It would seem that no one is home. There's naught we can do but wait, then.
Papa Hildy, I just want to say that I really like this place. I think that you and me, and Mom and us, you could have lots of exciting adventures if we stay here.
You may be right, Gigi. This community seems to have fostered an enlightened, free society, welcoming of honest souls willing to work and contribute to the greater whole. Did anyone happen to see a gazebo on the way in?
As I live and Hildibrand, Helena, Maximilian, Mandeville.
Slowfix? Could that be? I say, could that be Slowfix coin toss?
Do you know this copy, Inspector?
I most certainly do. Why, Master Slowfix was my very first employer.
And traveling through Tanaland long ago, Gobblefleck was waylaid by Uplander bandits. With no jingly shine to pay blast blades, we had no way to backtake goods. Until we make busy deal with Gentleman Uplander, that is. With fastness, he finds Uplander bandits and bring match bangy boom, and returns to Goodly Gabby's missing goods in great justice. Henceforth, Slowfix gained new appreciation for Uplanders. But
For chance encounter with Gentleman Uplander, he never conceives of egalitarian utopia. One may even claim Hildy a founding father of Idyllshire. With metaphorical tongue flaps, that is.
Hildibrand, what the fuck?
Oh, the memories. It was a near thing, for the bandits were clever enough to see through my ingenious disguise as an innocent milkmaid.
Well, that just put the mental image of him in a milkmaid's dress in my head, and I don't know what to do with that now. But in my haste to escape, I tripped over a barrel of fire sand, and as they say, boom, gobby doob.
Cool. No busy deals for the wicked. No busy deals indeed.
But leaving that delightful anecdote aside, ye gods, Master Slowfix. Oh, just looking at what you and your flock have made these ruins is making me big eyes.
Gabby Fleck has come a long way since wandering days, but we have not forgotten Gentleman Uplander's kindness. Slowfix is here to offer hand lending.
Well, far be it from me to refuse. My son Gigi here has grown quite fond of your magnificent city, and so I should like to stay here with him and my assistant for a time. We will not require much in the way of accommodations. A humble gazebo, for example, would more than suffice.
Why settle for gazebo when perfectly good estate right behind you? Residents are building in arrears, and Slowfix happy to evict them.
Oh my god, he's a landlord! Kill him! But we were pursuing fiends who lived here on suspicion of defrauding young women.
Fraud in Slowfix's egalitarian utopia. This he will not abide. All the more reason to let Gentleman Uplanders and his flock stay instead of Grand Sirs. No need for jingly shine either.
Who's a glad to see both to call our own.
I do not know what to say. Oh, thank you, Master Slowfix. Thank you.
No need for tear-eyed tongue flaps. Gabby Fleck has possessed of moral obligation to repay Gentleman Uplander for past generosity. Enjoy new gazebo, and good luck with hunt for Grand Sirs.
Hildy, since this is our gazebo, is it okay if I draw our family crest on it?
I can think of no better way to celebrate this joyous occasion and perhaps draw the ire of our new home's former tenants. Come, let us go and purchase some paints together. This gazebo shall be your canvas.
Now he's gone and got himself a sartan gazebo. Oh, bloody hells, if he really thinks I'm gonna let him keep on playing at being a father.
You could be more supportive, Julian, you know. Aw, it's a little self-portrait. Oh, that's so adorable. That's so cute. Holy shit, that's so fucking cute. And that remains there for the rest of the game. Oh, I love that.
Still no sign of the notorious Grand Sirs. I dare say we're going to need more paint.
Aw, that is stupid cute. That's lovely. Oh, I like that.
How do you like my family crest? Oh, maybe I should also have painted Grandpapa Garbert and my Lady Julian. That old woman must have followed us here from Ishgard. She's involved in this, that much is clear, but the question is, how? Gigi's so talented, just like her grandpa. Even suppose now we're to turn a blind eye to his shenanigans. This is no place to raise a child.
There we go, Julian. You're starting to care about Gigi. Don't worry, Gigi. You'll melt her heart sooner rather than later. Much as it pains me to admit it, a gentleman's stamina is not without its limits. I dare say I could do with a spot of tea.
Hey, Inspector, is it just me or have those two been looking at us for the past few minutes?
Oh, 'tis quite normal behavior for my adoring fans, I should think. When finally presented with an opportunity to meet their idol in the flesh, all too many succumb to their fear and flee.
Or maybe, just maybe, they're the Grand Bloody Sirs! Come on, they're getting away! Where could those two have got to? Spare the flaming rod, spoil the milksop. You take me. I haven't run like that since Sir Chariot chased me up and down the steps of faith, brandishing a flaming... wait, where's Gigi?
Where is Gigi? Indeed.
Hearken yourselves to me, you dastardly rascallions! You have nowhere to run! Reveal yourselves at once! I shall not ask you again. Come forth, grand sirs! Name yourselves and answer for your misdeeds. Slayer of 1,000 worms, the silver spear with which pierced the very heavens, Orland!
Master of magics and ancient and awesome, the divine hand which hath defeated all maladies save senescence and incontinence, Gunspot. That's an unfortunate name. Grand Sirs Excelsior!
I don't know whether to laugh and cry. May have both.
Grand Sirs, you stand accused of willfully and unlawfully convincing young maidens of Ishgard to attend private parties under false pretenses, thereby inflicting upon them terrible financial and emotional distress. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am come on behalf of these poor defenseless innocents, and to see that no others are made to suffer as they did. Now, lay down your arms and surrender into my custody. The audacity of this boy! You should feel ashamed of... Oh my fucking god. That can't be. It can't... Oh my fucking god! It is! Okay, sure, fine. It's the fucking Hideo Kojima tweet reference. Oh my god.
You will rue this day and rue it hard. God, how I miss this. The air streaming past, the blood pumping, the taste of copper on my lips, the slight dizziness. So on a day like this we met, wasn't it? And when we soared into those azure skies, we never truly came back down.
Thank you for resubscribing, Mulefatiluri.
To mine eyes to see, picks me of my heart to send her from her lone hole to guide me to her bosom.
Is he about to fucking die?
My beloved, by everything, long have I waited for this moment. Take me in your arms once more and lift me higher, higher, higher. Higher, higher, higher.
It out. I thought he was just gonna fall down because he passed out. Oh my god. Oh no, I laughed so hard I hurt my back.
Orland! Orland! Orland!
Oh, okay. He's just... Well, Hildibrand has suffered that fate many times.
Alas, poor Orland. I knew him not in the slightest, but he seemed a decent man. Chicanery and attempted murder notwithstanding.
And now we're doing flashbacks. Oh my fucking god. This fucking game.
Wait, I've seen this before. All too recently. Yes, anyway, he's only mostly dead. If the Master of Magic's ancient and awesome here acts with all haste, the man may yet be saved.
With all haste. Oh, you're referring to me. Yes, I see, I see. With all haste, was it? Yes. Yes, I'll get right on that. Oh, more for voice of creation. Send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite. Oh, wait, that's no good. Here, let me see. Something of a rather less controversial tradition. Yes, something with more pep. A vortex of binding winds to rend the flesh and smite my foes.
Foes? I thought you were friends.
Say, the red bugger me with a bleeding gay bulk. My back! My back! Don't seem I've underestimated you a lot.
That makes 2 of us. Enough! Leave them be, or do you not care what becomes of the mammoth?
Oh, it's her.
Gigi? But when? How? I thought I recognized you. First in Ishgard, then Idyllshire. You've been following us since we left the capital. There are faces fair and fearsome, the midnight shadow with her deceived kings and queens. Doris! You can't possibly have been so naive as to think we'd not see through your ridiculous disguises. And yet here you are, so effortlessly and gracefully easily lured into our
It's just healing him continuously.
for which we're most grateful, man. My companions are hardly cut out for life on the road. All has been in the preparation for this moment. The parties, the petty schemes. From the first, the objective of this grand design has been this singular mammoth. I swear to you, if you harm Gigi in any way, we've no desire to hurt the boy. We but require his help to reclaim that which is rightfully ours, our youth. Confounded, I can't see. Damn! They're very slowly getting away. Papa Hildy! Gigi! Stay strong, my son. I swear I shall find you.
We could just they're not running or anything. Okay.
Do you think they're headed for the old mill? If not, can we go anyway? I haven't had cider in ages.
I see you're really broken up about this, Nashu.
Remind me again why we didn't just,
Yeah.
Fine job you did protecting that mammoth of his, eh?
12 strike me down for a fool. So desperate was I to seize the Grand Sirs that I failed to discern their true intent before it was too late. And now poor Gigi is in their clutches. What if I never see my beloved son again?
I suppose we ought to be prepared for the worst. They could be halfway to redesign by now. I very much doubt that, given they were moving at an elemental pace. Oh, the little milksop's right. Let's get after the old buggers. Huh. That's what my mentor used to call me, among other things. Memories.
Seer, were you just, terribly abused? Is that basically what you're telling us, that, he was, whipped and beaten and, insulted? Oh, boy. Poor kid. See, death stalks us at every turn.
Let me guess. Wondering why I haven't gone and smacked him upside the head and put an end to this rubbish, eh? Well, there's a time for cracking skulls and a time for letting your idiot son deal with his troubles on his own. That's why. Think he's sleeping or just resting his eyes? We mustn't act rashly. If they realize that we are being watched, they may attempt to flee again. Very slowly. So, it seems the Grand Sirs have been caught once more by the very inspector that was trying to catch them. How ironic. Also premature. We have them, yes, but they still have Gigi.
Called him by his name, rather.
Damn it! If only some manner of opportunity would present itself. Ask and you shall receive. We can ambush that wizened dragoon, take him hostage, and demand an exchange.
Inquisitor sir, you disappoint me. A gentleman cannot condone the violent kidnapping and ransom of his elders. No, no, we shall approach this problem as paragons of honor and virtue.
Brick will stalk and subdue the Grand Sir, then relieve him of his armor. How is stripping an old man naked more gentlemanly than taking him hostage?
Rest assured, or I shall reveal all soon enough. Godspeed, Brick. Time to go abuse the elderly. Please don't clip that out of context. Someone said I should read the... It's not long before you and your comrades catch up to the Grand Sirs, who have decided to rest for a spell. Before you can debate at length how best to go about freeing Gigi from his iron cage, Orland wanders off alone, creating an opportunity for you to corner and subdue that old man, that you might relieve him of his armor. To what end remains unclear, but such are Hildibrand's wishes, and as you know from past experience, it's usually best to simply do what he says and pray that nothing explodes as a result. Let's see. Just when it seems your efforts to attract the attention of the Grand Sirs have been in vain, you catch sight of the two men watching you from a distance. Upon realizing that they've been observing you, they leave, prompting Seer to speculate that maybe the men are the very charlatans you seek. And so, the others pursue them with all haste, save Julian, who seems content to shrug and follow at her own pace. It is said that Eorzea is a land embraced by gods and forged by heroes, and in the minstrel songs, those heroes are often described as youths of incomparable bravery and virtue at the peak of their physical condition. It is therefore something of a shock when you finally catch up and confront the Grand Sirs, whom you discover to be exceedingly experienced warriors in the twilight years of their lives. Yet their age belies their ability, for when Inspector Hildibrand puts forth his accusations, the self-proclaimed slayer of 1,000 worms launches into the air and prepares to deliver a strike of unimaginable destructive power. Fortunately, you are spared a grisly death when the dragoon seemingly passes out mid-flight and crashes to the ground, surviving only by the grace of Halone, and in spite of his companion's misguided ministrations. It is then that the third Grand Sir calls out from a distance and reveals herself as none other than the elderly woman with whom you spoke in Ishgard in Idyllshire. While this supposed revelation surprises absolutely no one, the fact that she also somehow managed to abduct and imprison Gigi unfortunately does. Having gained the upper hand, she smugly declares that the mammoth will help the Grand Sirs reclaim their youth, and the gang makes good their escape under the cover of smoke, at a disconcertingly slow pace, that is. Needless to say, Hildibrand has no intention of giving up on his beloved son, and neither do the others. The hunt for the fugitive Grand Sirs begins anew, and you can but pray that the elderly criminals have not unexpectedly been imbued with the spirit of swift-moving wolves or some such.
Yeah, I knew you... wait, who are you again? Or something awfully familiar about those, muscular forms, those strong, yet tender-looking...
Don't flirt with me! The age gap is problematic.
A shame. Will you be so kind as to massage my shoulders, young man? There's just this lingering ache, this tension that Gaunsport can't seem to soothe his magics. Remove my breastplate. Oh, of course, how silly of me. Pray, lend me a hand with the straps. Truly, young man, you're a saint. I swear it's the little things you begin to appreciate. My dear departed wife used to help me with my armor, you know? Right, I should be seated to better receive your tender ministrations. The healing tingle. Would that I had a tincture of salamander with which to treat these aches. My little pixie used to spread some of my chest under my nose to help me sleep through the night. Come, do not be shy. Work your soothing fingers into each and every knot. Slowly, make me forget the troubles.
Yeah, this is so uncomfortable.
Harder, harder, higher. Close your eyes and breathe.
The old dragoon's soft snoring suddenly stops, and you begin to fear you may have borne witness to his final moments. Leaning closer, you extend a hesitant finger, only to stop short when the sudden spasm signals the resumption of his labored breathing. Yeah, okay. With the utmost care, you remove Orland's sabatons and breeches, leaving the sleeping old man exposed to the elements and at the mercy of nearby ravenous bears and tentacled morbals. May he rest in peace. Yay! Passive murder! Slayer of gods, rider of dragons, savior of Ishgard, stealer of pants, in what may well be the darkest chapter of your life. You carefully remove Orland's sabatons and breeches, leaving the sleeping old man exposed to the elements and wholly at the mercy of the nearby ravenous bears with their big nasty teeth and the repugnant morbals with their slimy undulating tentacles. May he rest in peace. Jesus fucking Christ. Really? Oh my fucking god. Interact with him again? Okay. Good night, sweet prince. This fucking shitpost of a quest line. Like, it got fairly silly in Realm Reborn, but they've really dialed it up. Ah, my stalwart assistant. By your return, I gather you have taken care of the dragoon. And by my taking care, I mean afford him all due courtesies befitting a man of his years, whilst returning the equipment I require. Yeah. Entrusted to you by the elderly owner that he may receive a vigorous massage, this suit of armor is surprisingly light and reeks of garlic. The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be. Capital. Then without further ado, I shall disguise myself as Orland and free Gigi from captivity. But you two look nothing alike. They may be old and slow, but they're not blind. Oh, ye of little faith, you're in for a treat, for you shall now have a front row seat to this magnificent display of Mandevillian guile and subterfuge. Also, what the hell is happening in the background? There's a lot of noises.
Hey, is it time for dinner yet?
We just ate, you daft bugger. And where the hell's this Orland? I know he's got to take a piss about every hour, but damn it, he could at least be quick about it.
Greetings, fellow antediluvians. I have returned.
Oh, bollocks.
Why, it's about time.
Okay, no, that's bollocks.
Pack up your things. I want us back on the road in 10 minutes.
Before we do that, we must first release young Gigi here. 'Tis behavior unbecoming of a gentleman to keep children in cages.
What in the seven hells are you blabbering about? He's gonna get away.
No, he will not see. See? Still here within my car. Right then, on a completely unrelated note, I shall now take the boy with me on a brief sojourn into the wilderness.
Fury take me, it's working. He's about to walk out of there with Gigi and they won't even try to stop him. So far, so good.
I'm cold and there are morbils after me. Not me, but you're also me. That can't be Idyllshire. This is it. This is the moment when my life flashes before my eyes. Oh, my dearest Pixie, we'll be together at last.
Impostor! How dare you attempt to trick me with a ruse so hackneyed it would make a minstrel blush? You guys never realized dying would hurt so much.
Oh, good, they're dumb. Yeah, no, it's the presence of Hildibrand. Now's our chance, Gigi. Come with me. Oh, okay.
Rivi, wait!
My son, what's gotten into you?
Have I heard this name before?
Remember who you are, Vivi. What you are. A creation of the great Charlatan Archmagus Quan.
Quan, his granddad. Oh my fucking god. So Quan is the name of Vivi's grandfather in Final Fantasy IX. So this is just, oh my fucking god. Really?
Quan, I was given life by Grandpapa Quan. I remember now, we lived together, and he taught me many things about the outside world.
What exactly do you remember, my son?
Everything. Yes, everything. I remember that Grandpa Quan created me, that he took care of me, raised me, and that we were very happy. But then he abandoned me. Grandpapa Quan abandoned me.
He believed you were flawed, Vivi, that you lacked the power to turn back the hands of time and make him young again. And so, in his ignorance, he cast you out and died, all alone.
To turn back the hands of time. Then, what we witnessed in the Crosier with Duke Price's Vase, That power could be brought to bear on people? But wait, how do you know all this? You couldn't possibly have been associates of this Archmagus Quan.
We found his journals during one of our many trips into the Great Library. Scavenging for valuable relics is one of the few ways we have left to make a living. We were famed heroes of the war in our prime, with fortunes to match. But no soldier has the strength to triumph over time. And before we knew it, the hour of the sheath was upon us. Ishgard no longer had need of our services. So we came here to eke out a living, to keep doing what we do best until our bodies wouldn't let us. To imagine our surprise when we stumbled upon the opportunity of a lifetime. A second lifetime, as it were. A mammoth, with the power to take back that which was broken and restore it to its prime state. To turn back time with the temporal magics and give us back our misspent youth.
For sure, take me. This is also... I don't even know if there's a precedent to determine whether or not this constitutes heresy.
We knew where to look, even. With the journals, we determined that the mammoth was somewhere in the Western Highlands. A chance for a second chance was within reach. And then we were forced to watch as you imbeciles pulled Weavy from the snow, nearly ruining everything. Weavy, listen to me. Come with us, and we can help you to unlock your true potential. Just think what you could accomplish were you to master your magics. Not only could you make us young again, you may even have the power to restore life to Archmagus Quan.
Impossible. No magic can truly return the debt to us. At best, you can animate a corpse, and I need not review the precepts to declare that the products of necromancy are abominations in the eyes of the Fury. Gigi, wait! What of our adventures? What of our gazebo? You are a Mandeville mammoth. You have always been so kind to me, Grandpa Hildy, and I will forever be grateful for that. But Grandpa Quan made me. He made me, and I miss him. So even if it fails, I have to try. What are we doing? They're getting away. We have to stop them. Mayhap, we must respect Gigi's decision. So that's the end of that chapter, eh? You giving up and coming back home? I too made a decision long ago to become a travelling inspector, and I have ever stood by it. Mayhap it is from this singular stubbornness of mine that Gigi took inspiration. Nay, I cannot abide it. He is my flesh and blood, my son. I dare not let him use his temporal magic to pervert the natural order. It falls to me, his father, to ensure that Gigi keeps to the righteous path and only utilizes traditional methods of zombification to raise the dead. Inquisitor Sir, I must applaud your dedication to your work and cannot thank you enough for all you've done on our behalf. Yet, as I fear, if we continue as we are, Gigi may be driven to rash action. Therefore, I would ask that you suspend your pursuit of the Grand Sirs for a time, that I might be afforded the opportunity to convince my son to return peacefully. Well, seeing as how we can only guess at the full extent of Gigi's powers, it might prove dangerous to act aggressively should he choose to use them. I knew you'd understand. Right then, there's no time to waste. Now shoot! Let's retire to our new gazebo and discuss our plans. I suppose it'd been a shame if he'd given up that easily, though that means I have to stick around even longer. On the other hand, if that bloody mammoth's really got the power to make them young again, then... So they actually pulled the trigger on it. It is Vivi from the Final Fantasy IX. Direct reference. Extremely direct. Just all of the direct references. Oh, Lord. Good grief. I cannot stress to you enough
how much Final Fantasy IX is my favorite Final Fantasy game. And, it is vaguely what exactly is going on over there. What? I take it that that's a mount that shrinks you down? And, okay, I see there's more of them. Okay, great. It's not like an alien invasion thing where I'm about to be killed, right? Anyway, I was saying Final Fantasy IX. It is so much my favorite game. And Vivi is so much one of my favorite characters. And his storyline is genuinely heartbreaking, and they seem to be culling some things from that here. Specifically related to like this idea of mortality and like how to cope with the end of life and death and like, yeah. And once again, this silly dumbass complete comedy shitpost of a quest line mixes itself in for some fucking reason with some of the saddest, most existentialist themes in the entire franchise. It's such a heavy quest, and yet you continue making silly voices. Well, I can't stop now! I've been doing silly voices for this for 4 hours! Well, 3.5.
I said I'd suspend my pursuit, and I will, but that doesn't mean I won't continue my investigation into that mammoth and its powers in Ishgard.
It's the perfect embodiment of meta-modern narrative. Yeah, I mean, you could see it like that. I see it more like the Final Fantasy writers just actively attempting to torture me.
I see you saw fit to return to the capital as well. The Inquisition has a rather large collection of heretical tomes, including many of Charlatan origin, and I had a mind to scour them for information on temporal magics. This is, of course, all for the sake of confirming the mammoth's heretical origins. Yes, only that. Why are you looking at me like that, as if to imply my interest in these matters is more than a professional one? I'm sure I don't know what you're not talking about. Thank you, Break, that'll be all.
Hey, at least they're not doing Marvel humor, where Vivi resurrects a zombie version of Quan, telling him to move on, and then Seer goes, well, that just happened. Yeah. It could be worse. This fucking quest. Oh my god. Yeah! Like, how could you do this to Fifi? But it's the thing of like, I think the needle that they're managing to thread, and quite successfully, is like doing the silly shit. Like the fully shitpost, everyone's a fucking dumbass, comedy cartoon nonsense, but never with Gigi. Right, like Gigi himself never goes silly comedy. Like everything about Gigi plays completely straight, and it's just the stuff that happens around him that's silly. And I think that's kind of the thing that saves it, because like if Gigi was a complete cartoon character as well, right? Like if Gigi was like a complete shitpost character also, I don't think it would work. But because there's a part of the character that's taken seriously, it works. I know the clothesline was a little silly. Yeah, but like, that seemed to me more like a result of Godbird's meddling than anything. It's like Gigi as a character is kept quite serious. Like this thing of like, oh, okay, I don't know who I am. I want to recover my memories. And like, I have this existential need to find a home, a place to belong. That's all kept very straight. And it's never made fun of, and it's never turned into a punchline. Like, the emotional needs and wants of the character are kept very straight. Alright, let's look at some glams. Coney. Oh, that's a cute hat. Oh. Oh, those are nice. Okay. So they're wait. Oh. Oh, that's a little succubus-like almost. I really like the hair. I don't know if the hair is like an accessory or if it's part of the character model, but like that works well, really well. Like that very elaborate sort of like drill, like curl thing that you've got going on. It works really well with the coat being so extra as it is. Like it has that vibe of like refined lady. And a really coherent color scheme. Again, black and red. You can't really go wrong with it. Black and red basically always works. I like the wings. Like, I like that the lower half of the coat is essentially wings. Like, that's a really nice detail that sort of adds to the idea of like, oh, this could be a vampire, this could be a succubus, this could be something supernatural. The staff doesn't hurt either, with the glow and all. That you have this aspect of like a biological shape language sort of incorporated into the coat. It gives a really nice sort of, yeah, that's really cool. Like the hat is great too. Like I've often said this on these streams that like hats tend to be statement pieces. Like they tend to inform how we read the entire rest of a character. Like if some character is wearing a wizard hat, it almost doesn't matter what the fuck else they're wearing. They are a wizard, right? Like that's the kind of thing that hats can do, is that they can really kind of become the tone setter for the whole outfit. And I think this like little fashion hat, like clearly not a practical hat, very sort of decorated. It's got these little like scarves, like this little fishnet thing or spider web thing coming out from under it. Very decorative, sort of very pretty, very sort of like in a little bit approaching that lollygoth style, that like sort of diminutive kind of thing. It has that sort of decorative vibe. Like this is all decoration, it's all appearance, it's all fashion. That sort of informs how you read the rest of the outfit. And it's like, okay, this is like costuming, this is fashion, this is something that's meant to be looked at as, you know, like in the vein of high fashion. You're supposed to read it as haute couture, right? You're saying a wizard could be wearing only the hat and they'd still look like a wizard. Yes, try it. Like, draw a character who's completely fucking naked, put a wizard hat on them, and tell me they don't look like a wizard somehow. Right? Because the hat is a tone setter. The ring is good too. Like the finger ring thing that sort of wraps around the hand. That's good too. That matches the rest of the vibe of the outfit. I think a big ostentatious ring would probably not work as well. Oh, hey! Twinsies! Well, one of you has to change. Thena. Let's see. I tried to give her a cute scholar or field researcher theme with predominantly dark blue color, hint of green and bronze, and she's a newish character, so I don't have that much gear. Okay. A little hard to see the character with that, in that lighting. Like, strong backlights are always difficult to sort of parse. Okay, I meant this glam to be something that would work for any job I choose to use it for. Okay, so like a generalist, sort of general fantasy adventure thing that can both match the... Yeah, okay. Let's see. So like the first thing I notice about this character broadly is the size of the boots. Just because they are really big and you have like this really big... like brighter, like we talked about contrast earlier on the stream, right? You have this very dark section of the character, then you have this bright band with the boots, and then a dark section again. So like that draws a lot of attention immediately to the character, and because the boots are large, like they sort of seem a little oversized relative to the character, and that draws attention down to the feet, that draws attention down to the legs, and generally speaking, when it comes to reading a character design, what you think is like, oh, okay, this is a character who's supposed to be understood as, like, maybe they wander a lot, maybe they're a little cartoony, like, it gives them a little bit of a sort of stylized, caricatured vibe. So if that's something you want, then, you know, absolutely go with that. Otherwise, I might look to do something to lessen the I might want to do something to lessen the contrast here, because right now, like, this draws attention because it's very detail heavy and it's the face and all that, but then from the waist down, it's pretty much just that. It's sort of the only contrast, the only thing that grabs your eye, and then that becomes like the sort of defining feature for the character outfit. And I don't think it's supposed to be looking at the rest of it, because you have this really nice book, you have like these nice earth tones, like the green, which is a little hard to tell that it's green in that light, but still, like, you have the earth tones, you have all that up there, and that seems to be a little disconnected from what's going on with the boots and shoes. Where for the boots, you might want to find some boots that are a little more slender or small, or some pants that are a little bigger, that sort of fit the that sort of fit the size of that a little bit more. Depending on what you want to do, because like the rest of it, like from the waist up, like the belt here, like the brown belt and like the shirt and the cloak, that all works for what you said, like a very generalist glam for the character, right? That definitely works for that, because it has that sort of like, oh, this is a fantasy character, sort of slightly generic, but in the sense of like this could be anything feeling. So I think that definitely works. The glasses are a good idea in terms of like having like something that creates a strong visual contrast. I kind of wish I could get a better look. Hang on, let me open this in my browser, which you guys can't see, but I can. Yeah, you might consider a different color for the glasses, again because of contrast management. Like, because right now the glasses are sitting right next to the eyes, which are also like this bright saturated color right next to everything else that's going on in the face, right? So you have the face, which is fairly dark, and the dark hair and the dark scales, and then you have both the glasses and the eyes both grabbing, like sort of competing for attention in the middle of the face. And the thing I would do there is either make the glasses maybe a neutral color, like a gray or a white, or change the eye color into something that's more neutral, and then let the glasses, because like the glasses are high contrast with the rest of the face, so they're gonna grab attention no matter what, and they will draw attention to the eyes no matter what the eyes are. So the eyes themselves don't need to be attention grabbers in that way. So like I might play around with the coloring of those things, like maybe try black frames. Maybe that's too dark though. But I would try a different color on the frames. I like that the color coordinates between the frames and the book. Like, that's not a bad thing at all. But I think having both the eyes and the glasses in the face is like, there's a little bit too much that's competing for attention, right? You might replace the glasses. It sort of depends on how important the glasses are to the character. If you could find some that were like half spectacles, like instead of being the full round spectacles, maybe that would sort of balance it out a bit. Or you could replace them with another attention-grabbing accessory, like facial jewelry or a hat or something like that. But like mostly, like the basic idea of what you've got going on with the brown belt and like the gray shirt and the green cloak, like earth tones are really good for generalists. Again, like earth tones have this wonderful ability to just kind of be neutral in all situations. Like a warrior can wear earth tones, a red mage could wear earth tones, like it clashes a little bit with the class identity, but they absolutely can. Mages can do it. So like those color themes are definitely a good thing to go for. Like I think like green, brown, that definitely would go. Like if you're primarily going with a dark blue and purple, I would sort of try and, because like dark blue and purple is not going to create contrast with the skin, right? So you're going to want something that incorporates areas of contrast. You'll want something with white accents or the yellow accents if like that's what you're going for. You'll want something that can outline the body in that way, and draw attention, because otherwise you'll end up in that situation like where it's the one thing on your character that has that high contrast drawing attention when maybe it's not supposed to. But anyway, that's like my initial read on that. But I think the basic idea you've got going on, like I said, is good. Let's see. Nelgarl Warrior. Okay. Ooh, hello. Let's see. Okay. I tried to do something around a chest piece I got in a dungeon. Not sure about the gauntlets or if I should put something on the head. Yeah, okay, so this is all trying to make something that that works with the chest armor. All right. I like the color coordination between the hair and the gauntlets, like that you keep that red tone and then like bring that down into the rest of the armor. I think the style of this particular chest armor is sort of very much imaginary sort of Greco-Roman sort of thing, where it's like the sculpted abs plate kind of thing. And it's very desaturated. Like, most of the colors on that are very muted. Like, it's very much like this sort of very neutral browns, grays, like very low saturation. And you're sort of surrounding that with high contrast saturation. All of which, it sort of depends on what you're trying to do with the chest plate. If you're trying to make it the centerpiece, then having like all this bright red and bright gold around it is kind of going to draw attention away from it a little bit. Where if you really wanted to draw attention to it, like if you wanted people to be looking at the chest plate as a centerpiece specifically, I would surround it with very dark colors. Like colors that aren't like glowing or bright, but like really dark, so that the relatively lighter area of the chest plate can then shine in comparison with that. I think you have the right idea on the color scheme. Like, I think you have the right idea on like reds and gold being the way to go. You might want to go with something that's more desaturated, a little bit less glowing, like a darker, more maroon sort of red, maybe like a lower contrast sort of like bronze gold color. That's if you want the chest piece to be the thing people pay attention to. The other thing you can do is that you can use the chest piece as like a neutral base, which kind of seems to be what this design is doing right now, is using the chest piece as like this neutral basic thing that you can sort of have as at the center, and then you can build interesting stuff around it. And from that perspective, like, this works pretty well. I might choose some gauntlets that match the armor style of the chest piece a little bit more. Like, these gauntlets look very much like they're sort of dragoon gauntlets from like a fancy high fantasy armor set, and the chest piece looks a little bit more sort of again, because of the low saturation and like the downplaying, it looks more like something that's supposed to feel a little more grounded. It's unrealistic, obviously, but like, this looks like it's supposed to be a little bit more grounded. So you might want to match that in the, like, at least the things on the elbows, and then transition into something that's more extreme, like on the hands. But like, I think keep the skirt there, like the loincloth thing. Keep that one if you want to build around the armor. And like, building around the chest plate instead of building with it as a centerpiece is also an option, like in terms of, because you already have the very bright hair, right? You have the red, you have the white. I would bring the white down into the rest of this more, if you want to like have this be like a neutral centerpiece and then ostentatiousness around it. Instead of red and gold, I might go with red and white if you can find it. Or try and bring some white accents into the stuff that you're wearing on the lower half of the body, like around the boots or something. Because that would coordinate really well with like the hair of the character, I think. The weapon is great though. Like, definitely keep the weapon. That matches up with this really well. And yeah, like, it looks good. I should stress. It really does look good, especially like once you're posing and once you're in motion. It definitely works. Like, the only thing I would note is that if you really want to play with the very high color contrast, like where you have these very bright colors and then this very sort of uncolored, very grayish chest piece, like, maybe bring a lot more of that color into like the boots and the leggings as well. But I do think those gauntlets that you've got there definitely match the chest piece better than what you've got going on. Keep the necklaces and stuff. Like, I don't know where they came from, but like the necklaces and like the jewelry and stuff, keep that. That is definitely good, especially because it's red and white like the hair. But yeah, that would be my responses to that specifically. A Lalafell with a trumpet hanging out there. Dude. that marks a pretty good place to end an episode. We're not quite done with Hildibrand's adventures yet, but I suspect we shall be in short order. And of course, if you're on Twitch, you get to see that right the hell now, but if you're not, well, I'm afraid you're going to have to like, comment, and or subscribe down below to find out where this quest is going to go eventually. But yeah, also, yeah, subscribe on Twitch if you want access to the VODs. Become a member of the channel if you want early access to episodes. That's the self-promotion I have to do. But outside of that, thank you for watching. Remember to be kind to one another. Have solidarity with those who are worse off than yourselves, and may the tides of history wash gently over us all.